Hey everyone, my name is Brandon, and today we are continuing with our playthrough of the game Deathloop. At the end of my last video, we found the LPP, the Loop Preservation Protocol, and used it to establish the locations of the 8 visionaries of the Eon program. While we were there, a different timelines version of Cult recommended that we search Wenjie's lab to find her research into something called residuum. So that is what we're going to do today after I make sure my loadout is equipped with everything I want it to be. Alright, that looks good. So maybe Eon's head scientist knows how to hold on to stuff from one loop to the next. Better rummage through her whiteboards and test tubes. So we are going to venture to the complex in the afternoon to find and kill the first visionary other than Juliana that you encounter in the game. Oh, also I just got another arsenal lead.
What do I have to lose?
Well, if you die, your weapons, for one. Unless, of course, you succeed, then you get to keep them.
I am always succeeding, even when I'm not. How do I keep my weapons again?
The infusion process? Isn't that why you came up here?
Not gonna lie. Me told me to.
You're not the only one with other me's, you know. You're not special.
Yeah, but if I succeed...
Yeah. If. Good luck.
This infusion keeps sounding better and better.
So yeah, when I entered this level, I also got the lead in this together, which is to get the Strelak Verso gun, which I will get later, but there's no reason to have it right now. Because I won't be able to keep it, because the keeping your arsenal is the point of this mission we're in right now. If I succeed this mission, I will be able to keep everything I get in later loops. Yeah, just walk away. Let me sneak up on you. Don't have to waste a nail on you if I don't have to. Thank you. I know these two down here are always a little bit, I wouldn't even say difficult to kill, but they love to stand around looking at each other. Whoops. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Alright, so I'm heading to Wenjie's laboratory. Safety for a moment. Wow, why are there 3 people standing there? Usually there's only 2 people standing right there. It's weird that there's 3 of them. Eventually, when they stop talking, they're going to separate and all walk different directions. But usually there's only 2 of them. I don't know why there's 3. Okay. I might have to go loud. Maybe not. Maybe this will work. Turn this off while I'm over here. Let's go over here. Can I hit you from here? I missed. Okay, but he looked away. Alexis invited Wenjie to his party. That information will be important later. Please don't turn around. I really don't want you to turn around. There we go. Alright, and we have fought our way into Wenjie's lab, where we discover for the first time that there are multiple copies of Wenjie.
This ain't gonna be easy.
Yes, this detail always complicates this mission a little bit.
A 20% loss, bringing the vessel here from the
Wenjie has somehow discovered a way to
appears to vanish during the transit.
pull multiple of her own timelines into one level. And being that they're visionaries, they're also a little harder to kill than regular enemies. Oh, no, you can't see me.
Distraction.
I actually went a little bit louder than I meant to. I didn't want the other Wenjies to hear me do that. That's okay though, I can probably salvage this. I just have to wait out Wenjie and wait till she decides to stop looking for me.
Temporary setback.
Confirmed. Oh, getting a text. Okay. Confirmed byproducts of the anomaly. Slabs, metallic temporal induction arrays traced with stabilized residuum. Whoops. Can someone see me? No. That was weird. I don't even know why I made that sound. There's no one in this room. Slabs, basically, they are your abilities. Trinkets, they are your passive powers. Residuum, temporally alien metamaterial, highly unstable. Energy matter external to space-time. Theorized byproducts of creating the loop. Visitors, temporally alien individuals. Excuse me. People from other timelines, composed of residuum, possible resource. Breaches, space-time fused across multiple timelines, manifest as ruptures in space. Ravaging, negative impact on local space-time from strain of exponential recursion proliferation. That says something like, Wenjie theorized a bunch of stuff was going to happen and gave it all pretentious names. There is a laser in this room, in that glass case, that I want to try to get my hands on. Which usually, it's a bit of a puzzle to open, but I've done it a couple times. The helps, because it's supposed to help Eternalists do mass field testing for us, but one of you fuckwits forgot to include the A. This just kind of talks about the helps and what it can do, but Wenjie built a deadly laser and left it unchaperoned in a protective case. With enough focus, we can achieve full power. So let's pick up this turret. We can slap it on the ground right here. I'm going to commandeer it so it doesn't try to shoot me. And then we flip these switches. And that's... oops. I replaced it with the wrong gun, but that's okay. That's how you get the helps prototype. Now this weapon is interesting because it's a laser gun, but you can't aim down sights with it because the trigger that usually does that is what charges it, and it's slow to use. You can't aim down sights, and getting kills with it are just kind of disappointing. So I don't usually like to use this weapon, but it does make quick use of this level. Oh yeah, as instead of using ammunition to charge it, this gun uses batteries which you can find laying throughout the level and attached to other things. I really only use this gun to deal with Wenjie in this level. It's not really worth keeping, in my opinion. It's a cool weapon, it's just not the coolest weapon by any measure.
Don't need it.
Five to go.
There's like 15 Wenjies, maybe? While I'm here, I'm gonna reload this gun.
Don't get greedy, Cole.
Besides, bugs are pretty much more.
Somewhere in this room there's a radio cassette I want to pick up. A few minutes before first day, Wenjie anchored the energy of the loop into each visionary.
Dynamic system that would allow us to harness the vast energy produced by Platinum's anomaly. With some ingenious reverse engineering, I was able to repurpose the stabilizer intended to harness power from placing myself and the other visionaries at the center of the stabilizer core. I was able to imbue the anomaly's energy into us. Now we are the ballast. The visionaries are the loop, and I can still perform field tests on the breach phenomenon without endangering the program, barring any failures of our protocol, which would be, well, catastrophic. We should experience the loop state every day for approximately 13,562 years. Shit. It's too bad I'm gonna end the program after 50. This will be my last recorded tape before the loop initiates. In less than an hour. The first day. The time is 23:42 in the evening. Whatever. It's 1963.
When I was first learning about this game, before I played it for the first time, I sort of knew the gist of it, that you were in a time loop and you broke yourself out of the time loop by killing all of the major boss enemies of the game. Before I started playing, I assumed that it worked that way just because there wasn't one left alive to flip the switch at the end of every day. And then it turns out the game handles it a bit more science fiction-y than that, in the sense that Wenjie actually imbued the anomaly into the visionaries. So killing the visionaries actually causes the loop to destabilize and eventually collapse. Current lockdown code is 6542. To avoid loss of productivity, activate system only in the case of catastrophic biological containment failure within the central facility. Randomized each loop in accordance with Evans' law of variation and basic security. That is the code to the depressurization controls, which is really just a slightly more sneaky way to kill Wenjie. You can use those controls to vacuum all the air out of her laboratory, which will kill all of her copies and you if you're not smart about it. Help yourself.
I'm feeling just fine.
Her own best rat. This is her research into residuum. Confirmed success of anchoring the loop to the visionaries via the anomaly. Unfortunately, anomaly still produces only trace amounts of unstable residuum. Fine for trinkets, acceptable for slabs, completely inadequate for infusion. Confirmed existence of visitor objects. Complication: I predicted superimposition would occur only in later recursions. Presence on the first day suggests that it's not the first day. Confirmed visitor objects consist primarily of residuum. A scaled-down version of the loop stabilization process should anchor an infused object to an individual visionaries, transforming it into a permanent visitor that persists over subsequent recursions. So, through her research, Wenjie figured out how to use residuum to anchor objects to herself so she could carry them across loops. The issue she's finding is that she doesn't have a way to harvest sufficient residuum in order to do that. That's what we are now going to find out. Each visionary contains significant residuum reservoirs, but the harvesting process is almost certainly lethal. Killing visionaries risks loop instability. Obvious solution, visitor visionaries, which is basically what she's done with herself. The multiple copies of Wenjie are visitor Wenjies. But she finds that killing the different visitors causes the residuum load to transfer to the other copies, and you can't actually harvest the residuum until you've killed all the copies of Wenjie's, which she realized she can't do to herself. Killing every version of myself would produce requisite residuum for infusion, but then I'd be dead. Unacceptable. So she's theorizing what other visionaries she could make visitor copies of in order to harvest their residuum to finish her research. So that's where she is on her research. I kill all the Wenjies, and then I can use this thing to collect the residuum I need to get her machine running.
That makes sense, yeah.
An observation from this morning's early announcements, a notable leap in the skill and proficiency of Eternalist's...
The Wenjies realize that Colt and Juliana retain their memories and no one else does.
The time loop has been active for some time, and both of them retain their memories.
And that's all the Wenjies dead.
Stop interrupting me. If this is correct, we can reasonably assume that every day, for X amount of time,
Turn
we
this
make
off while I'm in here.
observations. We've been focused our efforts on preserving knowledge and memory across iterations, which means, despite us being able to propagate this timeline, we've clearly repeated these early stages of research multiple times without a breakthrough. An obvious conclusion, when we would likely be before to no effect. And so these experiments with residual
So,
infusion
all
to
right,
create
let's figure this shit out.
across iterations. If we can retain trinkets, perhaps we can retain ourselves.
So that kind of long-winded video, cassette tape.
So this shit's position.
That cassette tape we were listening to basically says that Wenjie wants to use a similar process to the infusion process that I'm about to do to figure out how to possibly retain herself across iterations. Basically, she is experimenting with ways to figure out how to retain her memories.
How do I organize my time? Carefully.
Before the loop started, Juliana performed an interview with each of the visionaries, and you can find tapes of those interviews.
Performed more effectively. Life is a process of discovery and learning. Failure is a natural and necessary part of that process.
And this one said, Wenjie's linked her sterilization chamber to her security system, just for you. The code's lab is in the bottom of her annex. The lab's code is in the bottom of the annex, which we found earlier. I'm not going to use it right now, but...
As per Evans' law of variation, the relevant security codes may be in a different location than in your timeline. Mine are the bottom section of the lab and...
Okay, you can stop, that's fine.
All right. Now, just get this tube shower thing and press the button. Shit, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? Stand on the plate. Shoot the button.
Here goes nothing.
All right, science, let's dance. This.
Some side effects. Death's a small price to pay to hold on to your gear. So I died doing that, but that's what was supposed to happen. I completed the infusion process, and now I'm going to wake up on the beach, and hopefully I'm still going to have my gun. It worked? Yeah, it did. You can now spend Residuum to infuse weapons, trinkets, and slabs, allowing you to keep them across loops. Each infused piece of gear will be returned to your arsenal every morning. Harvest Residuum from infused objects across Blackreef, and from the glitches left behind by dead visionaries. You can also sacrifice weapons, trinkets, and slabs to gather more Residuum. You cannot transfer Residuum between loops, so be sure to spend it. When you die and respawn, you drop your current Residuum at the place of your death, indicated by a marker. However, if you run out of reprises and the day loops, all Residuum is lost.
Oh yeah! It actually worked! Who's the super scientist now? Ah! You and me, baby. Together for it.
Worth it.
At least until I break this loop.
And now we're just gonna have a nice, quiet walk through the beach.
Well, what should I call you? Mr. Gun feels a bit, formal. Gunter, Gunnislav. Maybe the machine. Comrade Caliber.
Home sweet home. Why does it feel like I'm more here? Shit makes no sense.
Mr. Kill, welcome to the soiree, Mr. Kill. Your table awaits, Mr. Kill.
Now you're the Harvest Majig.
Mini Colt. Colt Jr.? Now that has a ring to it. It's too self-involved. Colt second. Yeah! Colt 2! Colt Square! Why the fuck am I naming this gun after me?
That's right. Our head of security is a fucking traitor. He's got a head start, so drop whatever or whomever you're doing, pick up a weapon, and get ready to kill. Because if you don't, it's over. For everyone. And I didn't come all the way out here to get screwed over by some no-fun party pooper. And yeah, shit. Have a fulfilling day.
That's the first announcement where Juliana is properly pissed off. Alright, and that is the Wenjie and Residuum infusion part of the game. Now that I have... Actually, the game's going to take me kind of through a tutorial about how to actually do infusion, so we'll just go through that real quick. Dr. Wenjie Evans was no match for you. You're off to a strong start. With the power of infusion at your command, you don't need Wenjie's tools. Collect Residuum by hand and infuse your items when you have enough Residuum to do so. Harvest Residuum from shimmering visitor objects across Blackreef and from slain visionaries. When you reprise, you drop your Residuum where you died. If you find your remnants, you can recover your Residuum from them. Use your cursor to select this. Colt finds a few visitor objects on the beach, so you begin each loop with some Residuum. Not enough, though, to infuse your gun. Luckily, you can fix that. Many items contain Residuum, and you can sacrifice them to harvest that. Hold square to select it for sacrifice, and then triangle to confirm. Now I have enough Residuum to infuse this gun that I really don't like. I only did that because the game makes you as a tutorial, but I really have no reason to hold on to that gun. It's not a very good gun. With the power of infusion at your hands, you can begin building an armory of weapons, trinkets, and slabs that withstand the ravages of the repeating loop. Slabs, in particular, provide potent supernatural abilities such as teleportation or incredible strength. Wenjie didn't have a slab, but most of the other visionaries do. Kill visionaries and take their slabs for your own. Wondering what to do next? Check out clues. If you want more slabs, consider going after Charlie Montague or Harriet Morse. Their slabs are pretty cool. As you explore Blackreef, you will find numerous secrets, codes, clues, and other bits of info about the different districts and time periods. These discoveries are collected here. Many discoveries can be tracked like leads. Finding and making use of discoveries is key to successfully navigating Blackreef and its time loop. Each district offers different opportunities and threats depending on the time of day, and actions in earlier periods can affect later periods. An empty square at morning may become a crowded concert in the afternoon. Assuming no major event disrupts the festivities, the Isle of Blackreef is now yours to explore. Other players can invade your game as Juliana, interfering with your mission to break the loop. Good luck out there, and remember, on Blackreef, death is just a thing you can come back from. And now that we have done the infusion lead, we can start collecting an arsenal of equipment and powers that will slowly and steadily help us beat the loop, or break the loop. But for the time being, I'm going to leave this stream and video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again at the next one. Alright, thank you.